Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ken and I'm your host of Wrestling is Awesome. If you're a fan of WWE, you are in the right place. And if you're not, stick around anyway. We will still entertain you. So I am joined with my guest today for our weekly show. We go live every Tuesday at 8:45 p.m. And this live episode will be converted into a podcast. And that'll be available on YouTube and also Apple Podcasts, Spotify. So if you want to be part of a podcast, get involved, get into the comments, let us know your thoughts and opinions of everything that we're talking about. We're here live on YouTube on our two channels, Creative Control, which is my movie podcast, Wrestling is Awesome, and we're also on Twitch. I think I'm the only one who watches myself on Twitch because I have one follower each week on Twitch, but somebody might find me there. And we're here on TikTok. So we are here. Right. Guys, I want you to tell us a little about yourself. So introduce yourselves to our audience. Talk about your channel, where you're at, what are your next hopes and dreams for your channel. So Sam, I'm going to come to you first. Sam's on wrestling. Tell us about yourself, Sam.
I'm Sam from Sam's on Wrestling. I'm covered in oil and jizz, ready to go. And
you do remember something from Raw.
if you remember one thing from Raw, it's just gone around in a vicious circle. I close my eyes and it's still there. It's all on me. Hi, I'm Elder Sam. I'm from Sam's on Wrestling. I have a YouTube channel and a TikTok channel. On our YouTube channel, we have videos that come out every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday with my other wrestling partner, Sam, Baby Sam as he's known. We do plenty of videos from rankings to top 10s to podcasts to discussions to lockboxes to Sam versus Sam. And on TikTok, lots of shorts, but we also mainly on TikTok, I do Challenge Me at WWE Trivia. Come and see me on a live, throw some questions in the chat, and I'll see if I can answer them. And that is what I do. And I also mention oil. Never mind.
Thank you very much, Sam, and it's a pleasure to have you back on the show. Really is. Lolly, tell us about yourself. Introduce yourself to our enormous fan base.
I will do. So hi, I'm Lolly. I got back into watching wrestling probably about last June, July last year, back into the regular stuff. But I'm also a huge fan of New Gen, which I know Sam hates with a passion.
I was 4 years old. If it wasn't Thomas the Tank Engine, then what's the point?
You know, it is what it is. Anyway, I love New Gen. So I posted a bit about New Gen. I posted a bit about Attitude Era. I also like to go back to like some of the interesting things of pro wrestling and history. So occasionally you'll find like a little bit of a long form video about that. I've also got a Medium blog that I've started writing. So there's a couple of articles on there, which is in my profile. If you head to my TikTok channel, it's Lolly Holland.
Sorry, I just found it really interesting. I do lots of New Gen, and when I want to do something interesting, which is a real indictment of the New Gen.
No, that's not what I meant.
Context is everything.
It's live. We'll cut this.
We are live. I haven't got time for editing. No, that's staying in. Sorry.
Oh dear.
Good to have you on, Lolly. Thank you very much. And a belt up Brido. Brian, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm good, guys. So yeah, I'm Belt Up Brido. Mainly you'll find me on TikTok talking about, funnily enough, belts. I'm the elegant one of the group because I'm not covered in anything. Hopefully never covered in anything like that. But yeah, mostly talking about belts, figures, collectibles, anything like that. I do a bit of movies and the dreaded football sometimes because you can't get away from it in Scotland. It's pretty much ingrained into us up here. But yeah, mostly wrestling collectibles. I will post a little bit about stuff from the late 80s, early 90s and things like that because I am old and I've been watching for a long time. So yeah, find me on TikTok. Branched out to Instagram and Facebook recently as well under the same handle.
Brilliant. Awesome. Well, pleasure to have you back, Brido. Thank you very much. So yeah, make sure you're following these wonderful content creators. We're all fans of WWE here, and we just come together on this podcast to talk about WWE. If you'd like to support the channel, make sure you're hitting that follow on TikTok. If you're on YouTube, make sure you hit that like and subscribe, hit that bell to get notified. And also, if you want to support the channel, we have our QR code. So we are a WWE shop affiliate. So there is a QR code up in the corner. take a screenshot, scan it with another device, and also the link will be in the description of the video on YouTube. Use that to make any of your WWE shop purchases, and you'll support the channel that way. So thank you very much. Yeah, I always forget which corner it is because I think the camera's reversed, so I think it's up in this corner somewhere. Right, so guys, let's start talking about WWE. I want to start with Obafemi and Brock Lesnar. We've got quite a lot to cover because we didn't have our show last week. So that was a huge moment last week on Raw, and I thought the way they recapped it this week and on SmackDown was fantastic. Really, really great video package. Showed the dominance. I thought it was a great promo by Paul Heyman again. I could listen to that guy all day. He's just so good. My thought process leading up to WrestleMania was like, don't announce the person, have them show up at Mania. I'm glad it hasn't worked out that way because I'd be missing out on all this stuff and all the Paul Heyman promo stuff, which has been fantastic. So, Obafemi, he's really over with the crowd. Had a great moment again with Lesnar. When he took Lesnar out of the ring this week, it was very much almost a sense of fear in Brock Lesnar's eyes. You know, he's kind of questioning himself at that point and then laughing it off before he left. Lolly, what did you take from this week's segment?
Well, I'm not a Brock Lesnar fan, so any time that he's being thrown around like a piece of rubbish is great in my book, to be quite honest. But no, I thought it was a really great segment. You know, the fact that he kind of like genuinely looked quite scared of Obafemi, like he's actually met his match. And I absolutely love Obafemi. Like, I just think that guy's got so much charisma. He's got the presence, and he's just good. So I'm really looking forward to that match at WrestleMania. I mean, I can't see it going any other way other than Obafemi just completely and utterly.
I mean, unless they want to kill a career before it starts on the main roster, yeah, it'd be a struggle to see it go any other way, unless it ends up in a no contest because they end up destroying the set or the ring or something happening where they're both knocked out. That's a possibility. Sam, what did you think of the name drops by Paul Heyman in terms of Dean Ambrose, Braun Strowman, those people who have come before that were supposed to take down the beast, but it never happened?
They were names. They existed. On the Excel spreadsheet of Brock Lesnar's career, equal sum lost to F5. It's Triple H is letting the reins free. They're human beings who existed on the program. You don't need to be scared of them. Vince did the thing where if they didn't exist anymore to him, they're dead to me. Bye, see you later, which is the dumbest thing to do. It's absolutely fine. You're not advertising them. The fans weren't ready for it. They said Dean Ambrose like,
ooh, yeah.
It's not here. Oh my God.
He must be returning.
Yeah, bells of the ball, it's ridiculous. I was fine with it. In terms of it just shows the magic of Brock Lesnar, doesn't it? I, as people have seen, I'm done with Brock. I'm ready with Brock now to go. He hasn't got the same thing that he had before, and then you realize that if you put the right person with the right booking and the right presentation in front of him, every single person goes, oh yeah, I want to watch that. Oh, I'm ready for that. It also prays for Triple H because he listened. When Brock came out the first week, 3 weeks ago, and went, I'm going to do an open challenge, the crowd were chanting over. I assume it was the plan. The Royal Rumble would tell you it was the plan, but everyone online's going, it's got to be LA Knight.
Yeah, that's true.
So let's just say it was LA Knight. They changed the plan. They went the right decision. The booking's been great. Watching Brock be scared, as it were, or at the very least intimidated. Yeah. And they really hammered that home in commentary, saying he's now the underdog. That worries me slightly.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of that.
Because the minute you say someone's the underdog, that makes it seem like they might win. It has to be Obafemi. I don't think it'll be a no contest because it's WrestleMania and they don't really do those anymore at WrestleMania. I am, at the moment, weirdly looking forward to this maybe the most at the moment because it's probably got the best booking as a whole collective so far.
Yeah. Brian, are you surprised by the pops that Brock Lesnar's been getting? Because he has been getting a lot of pops when he comes out. The crowd kind of then still chant over him, but it's not just a straightforward, good guy versus bad guy. They've still got Brock Lesnar fans, or is it just the entrance? They like to see him appear, and that's the draw.
he is a draw. He is an attraction. As much as I am possibly more over the whole Brock kind of Suplex City kind of situation, he is a draw. Brock Lesnar is a massive name across multiple sports. But I think it's more now because Oba is here. Oba is coming out as a formidable force against him. People are actually looking forward to that. It's not Brock coming in and squashing somebody. We haven't seen this kind of like intimidation type thing since they had the Bill Goldberg stuff, which yes was a bit of a mess, but we haven't really seen that kind of thing. Brock, as we've said before, I think it might have been Sam that said it before, that Brock is generous with putting people over. He's put over Cody quite recently. I think it was 3 times. So he isn't afraid of doing that kind of thing. I don't read into this thing about Brock demanding to win last matches and stuff like that.
No.
I think it's just because this is exactly how they should be booking like kind of part-time or bigger attraction wrestlers. You don't need to be near the title thing. I know I am not a big fan of part-time champions, but this makes this match an attraction. It makes people want to see this match. This is exactly how Brock Lesnar, if he's going to be about, should be booked. We should have big matches with up-and-coming stars or stars that can kind of enhance themselves a bit more. This will hopefully elevate Oba to the very, very next level. The man has just strap a rocket to him and let him go. There is so much potential here with Oba Femi. If they mess this up, it will be one of the biggest fumbles they've ever had. I don't think they will. But I just think this is perfect for what Brock Lesnar should be doing at WrestleMania. He's not near the main event. He's not near the title picture. And he has an opponent that we are all, I think most of us, even if we're not massive Brock fans, want to see this match now. It's something on the card that we will sit down and be interested in.
Yeah. Yeah, and like I said, I think the support package they put with this made it feel like a main event match, but like you say, without a title. So they've really kind of delivered that. They've talked about all the different news outlets and how they covered it, you know, and what they talked about in terms of the impact. So, really, really well done. Brock's back again on Raw next week at Madison Square Garden. So it'll be interesting to see how they approached that. Just jumping over to the comments. So Chris says, wasn't, as you know, Obi fan last few weeks has sold me on him. Yeah, I think he will. I think if anyone was unsure or maybe not necessarily familiar with his stuff in NXT, then he will win you over. He is just that charismatic, and I think it'll be nice to see him a little bit more time on the mic because he is very competent on the mic as well. So hopefully next week we'll have a little bit more of a verbal exchange between him and Brock, which would be nice. Chris said Paul didn't mention Brock losing to Roman either, so no, he did cherry pick the people that he kind of destroyed, but yeah, he didn't mention Roman, he didn't mention Cody either. Right, let's talk about Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes. So like I said, we weren't here last week, so we couldn't talk about the devastating attack by Randy Orton on Cody. I think it's something that a lot of us felt was coming, but as I said in our chat, it's not WrestleMania season until Cody bleeds, so it was something that was going to happen, and he's put him out of action for a couple of weeks, give him a bit of time off before WrestleMania. So this week, obviously, Randy came out and gave his explanation, which was absolute facts. He said, he's enjoyed the fans singing his song. He's been giving back to the kids and the younger fans, but it means nothing. It's empty. It's about the gold around his waist and how many championships he gets as part of his legacy. Referenced legacy a couple of times there, so I'll be interested to see if you guys think that will lead to anything. And then he spoke about the fact that Cody basically gave him permission. He's the one who said, I want the Viper. I want you to let the voices in your head speak. And we got that 09 Orton, basically. And I wasn't the biggest fan of moving the title off of Drew and, putting this match together. But the fact that we're delivering what Randy's delivering at the moment has piqued my interest in this. I think it has generated a really good match, and it's a strange way how we've got here, but now we are here. I'm quite comfortable with it. And obviously this week he beat up Matt Cardona, just because. Matt, how's it feel back to being in WWE? I don't know, but he absolutely destroyed him with the chair. And thoughts on Cody Rhodes. Sam, who's he on the phone to?
So, Lolly, first of all, Matt Cardona, he is a guy. He was once in a tag team with a guy who was pretending to be his brother. They were called the Major Brother. I don't really know. I really hope it's not Ric Flair. I really hope it's not. Can we just stop the mystery angles?
It's the mystery of the week.
Just 20 seconds. I'm watching WWE's become Scooby-Doo.
Yes.
It's ridiculous. Like, unveil the masked man this week. I just don't... I love a mystery angle. I friggin' love a mystery angle. I am all about a mystery angle in WWE, but we've literally had
Just pace them.
4
Yeah.
in 2026. I don't need a mystery angle in this. This match is fine on its own. Randy is killing people on his own. He doesn't need a friend.
Yes.
It's fine. Or has he just heard that Ted DiBiase Jr. has been got off? He's not going to prison. So it's like, you're available now. Come on, Teddy, let's do it. I genuinely don't care.
That's a point well made.
Intrigue, some podcast, some discussion. I couldn't give 2 figs. It's on the phone. It will add nothing. It will add no layers. Randy and Cody is the match. I was happy for Cody to win the title because I want Randy for the title. Cody wanted Drew to win the championship to give some like ebbs and flows, which is fine. I would have had Cody win it on a pay-per-view. I would have had him win it in the Elimination Chamber, personally. I would have gone that route instead of having the boring Royal Rumble and Elimination Chamber is the way you get to WrestleMania. Because Drew McIntyre was in a feud with 5 other people. Would have been way more interesting to put it in the Elimination Chamber. He would have been punished by Aldist. And you could have had Randy turn on Cody there, WrestleMania, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
It doesn't need this phone call malarkey. The beatdown was fantastic. I really enjoyed Randy on SmackDown this week, and who would have thought the best segment was him with Jelly Roll?
Yes.
What? Where did that come from? That was really gripping.
It was really good. Fair play, Jelly Roll.
Did they look through the SmackDown roster and went, we've actually got nobody who could talk to Randy like an old friend? Randy's got no friends on his side of the roster. Jelly Roll tagged with him at SummerSlam, right? That's close enough.
Yeah.
It was really good.
It was really good.
That was the bit that was really good because I actually sat down and went, whatever. Yeah. And because they're going, you've worked really hard to become a better person, and people used to fear you in the locker room, and now they don't. Good stuff, Jellies. Some good stuff. So fair play.
100%. 100%. Lolly, how are you feeling about heel? Well, he's kind of heel Autumn, but not really, because he's just saying this is what he needs to do to win. So the crowd are still behind him. They're asking him to, do more harm on Matt Cardona. So how are you feeling about Randy Orton?
Also, Randy Orton's an interesting one for me because obviously when I stopped watching wrestling, it was like 2002. And it was pretty much the year that I think he debuted. So I've missed basically his whole career. So I found
Randy Orton, Lolly, right?
He's this guy, right?
He's this guy. He once wore blue trunks with his name on the back.
I remember watching his debut and I think he was wearing the blue. Anyway, so for me, like the last sort of 6 months or so, like watching this, like he's not really done much for me, but over the last like 2 or 3 weeks with all of the storyline developing, I've actually been very invested in this storyline between him and Cody. So I am kind of looking forward to it. I think he has to win the match against Cody. Personally, I think that's the way it should go. I think that's
okay. Your thoughts, Brian? Do you see Cody losing back-to-back WrestleManias?
I don't think this is the end of Cody Randy by a long shot. I think this leads on to possibly Backlash at least. In terms of the phone call, somebody made a good point last night, although maybe a bit silly. That's it, exactly there. What I was going to say, the voices he's hearing are the voices in his head. That worked for you, Sam, because then we don't have Ric Flair coming in, which I really don't want. By the way, I really don't want Ric Flair on.
Could it not be Chris Jericho?
Well, it could be.
Still in AEW.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although he was posting. Yeah.
He was posting on TikTok today a throwback
Punk.
about Punk,
Yeah.
and I was like,
For a video that we're filming, Baby Sonic's coming to film this weekend. We're doing a thing about WWE and AEW that's going to come out in May, I think. I literally was looking at the AEW roster, and Jericho is still on the
Still active
AEW roster.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay, there it is.
I don't think this ends anywhere near WrestleMania. I think we have another decent build. Cody being off for a while is probably a good thing. Keeps him away from the kind of crowd for a bit, and he can come back. I would love to see a kind of double turn type thing. Maybe hark back to the older kind of stuff. Maybe, but I don't know. I just know that don't know, but I just suspect this won't be the end of it. It will possibly go on. They might drag it on more than they need to, but it definitely doesn't finish at WrestleMania. So that's why I'm possibly leaning towards Cody retaining in some way, possibly through.
I don't see there being a double turn, because this is a turn for Randy, even if the crowd are cheering. Everyone cheers heel now anyway, so it's just, are you a bad guy or are you a good guy? So Randy is playing the heel. I agree with you. This has got 3 matches. This is the match that's Hell in a Cell to me. This is the match you put inside Hell in a Cell. It really is. We haven't done one for a year and a half now, 2024, November, October, whatever it was. This is the one. Do it on the, whatever it's in Italy, I think, is the second one after Backlash.
In Italy, yeah.
Do it in Italy. It'd be great in Italy. I would do it there. And I absolutely agree with you, Brian. I really hope it is. He's hearing the voices. I really do.
I just think Cody, I understand that maybe not do the turn anywhere near WrestleMania, and Randy has just sort of turned as well. He hasn't sort of turned, he is heel, let's be honest. Yeah, obviously,
he put on Matt Cardona, the biggest
I like Matt Cardona.
With wrestling figures, you can't beat up a man who has wrestling figures. It's not allowed.
I know, that's why I buy them for protection. But no, listen, I like Matt Cardona, but I'm quite happy seeing him on TV. Although he has become a bit of a ragdoll since he came on. He's been thrown about by everybody. So
MFT and whoever's about. Yeah,
even Kit Wilson threw him about.
Yeah, right.
And then went back to dancing.
Yeah,
love that stuff.
Poor Matt. Well, I suppose he's on the road with his wife, so he's happy. They're happy, probably. Right. So I think Randy Orton, is he tied with Triple H for championships? He is. So do we think Triple H is going to put him over then? Do you think he's going to let him break his record?
That nonsense that Triple H, that's just nonsense. They just make it up because they don't like Triple H. Like, the man had barely done any title changes because that's what he does with the title. So it's just nonsense. Of course he will. There are other people ahead of him already. Of course he will.
I agree. And he's a long time servant. He's a long time friend. So what if Triple H is on the other end of the phone? What if Triple H is trying to help his friend get ahead in a weird corporate angle way again? Is that something that can happen?
Bring back the corporate.
I don't think so, because Triple H can't get physical. And I think he knows that if you turn up on... It was the problem that we ran into with Stephanie McMahon for a long time. He would come in and abuse all the male wrestlers who physically, obviously, couldn't do anything. Yes. And it didn't took until Brie Bella and then eventually Ronda Rousey turned up that she got any comeuppance, and it just demasculated so many of the male roster. And I think Triple H would run into the same problem. If he comes in, there's no comeuppance for him because he can't get physical outside of being fired, and everyone knows he wouldn't be fired. So if you compare it to like Vince got humiliated all the time, for example. Triple H won't be able to. So.
But that'd be his shtick, right? Touch me and you're fired. So he's in a position where potentially he could threaten people.
But again, there's no end goal there.
There's
because
no end goal.
There's no end goal. So as much as it'd be a great gimmick, it doesn't work for that same problem.
Yeah, okay. That's a fair shout. I see where you're going with that. Right, let's move on to CM Punk and Roman Reigns. So, the promo last week, I thought wasn't as strong. I thought it was very much a repeat. Gosh, wipe it off, Sam. Wipe off the oil and jizz. I think that, the promo last week was a little bit flat. Kind of the same things were being said. But the
It's
thing
now
that
very slippy now. It's not flat, it's slippy now.
But CM Punk came out to cut a promo on how he was embracing being old. That's the thing that stuck with him about what Roman Reigns said. He said he doesn't dye his hair like Roman, and he started to run his mouth about Roman. He ran about the Usos, and also how he beat Jey Uso. So Jey Uso really had a chip on his shoulder this week. He came out very, very angry, got in Punk's face, and CM Punk offered to throw down for the championship. He was like, let's go. But Jimmy stepped out, told Jay, let's back off. This is OTC business. And even Jay was like, well, where is he? Roman did his appearance, told Jay and Jimmy they had to leave his ring. But then Jay flew out, took out Punk, and then quickly the OTC followed up with a Superman punch. But Jay was egging him on. He was like, come on, smash him. And he was convincing Roman to get more and more physical. And he did. He snapped, and we got a spear. We got a power bomb through the table, and Roman coming out strong in his new white T-shirt. But then the show closed out with CM Punk laughing and saying that he doesn't need any help. Again, harking back to the fact that Roman can't do anything on his own. So, Lottie, you mentioned this a few weeks ago about how Raw continues to close out without a match, and this has been 4 weeks now, or at least 3 weeks, with the same, with the same kind of ending. It was a little bit more physical this week. Did that make a difference, or is this like this is getting a bit tired now? How did you feel about this?
I think it made a bit of a difference, to be honest, because at least like there was a bit of action going on to kind of, because like the annoying thing with when they just close it out with just the promos, it's just like you've had like nearly 3 hours of like physical stuff, and then you just go Whereas like I like it when they end like a program where you're just like, oh my god, like I can't wait to see what happens next. And I feel like you lose that when you have the ending with promos, and that's why I'm not a massive fan of it. At least with this one, you get the promos and a bit of tomfoolery, I suppose. But yeah, it was interesting one. I mean, I felt a bit offended at one point when obviously Roman was calling him old, because I was like, I'm not that much younger than like.
You're so old. You are so old. Can't believe how old you all are. You old people.
I was like, well, how old is CM Punk? And I was just like, well, how old am I? Like, I'm not old. What are you talking about? And then I was just like, well, how old is Roman? I was just like having a bit of a midlife crisis with that one, to be quite honest. But
are you sure you're not past midlife? Maybe you're that old. I don't know.
I don't care now.
There's only 7 years difference between them.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
CM Punk is 47 and Roman's 40. So
it's the same age as Roman. Yeah, what's he yapping on about then?
It's so stupid.
But yeah, I enjoyed Punk's promo. Obviously biased because I love Punk. I really enjoyed the promo. I thought it was great. I absolutely loved the fact that he was egging Jey Uso on. And the bit at the end, because he was trying to get into Roman's mind, and he's happy Roman snapped. So I'm interested to see how that progresses up to WrestleMania.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think I'm enjoying the promos. I think they should shift it around the placement of a little bit, but I guess it's their CM Punk and Roman's their flagship icons, and it's building up to a main event, so they're putting them on last. So I don't know. It's a tricky one, but the crowd cheer from both. You know, there isn't a clear defining one. Even then, again, at the end of this, they were saying to Roman, one more time. They wanted him to hurt Punk more. So Brian, how are you feeling about this feud? Because there's not a real clear heel or face in this, is there?
No, for the first couple of weeks, sorry, am I on?
Yeah.
First couple of weeks, Punk got a little more dark with some of the stuff. We thought we would have the kind of easy option of Roman coming back with maybe the chat about the dog, but that didn't really appear. I think this was a wise move this week. I thought it got a little bit weaker last week, a bit like yourself, Kenan, but this week I think it was better because it got a bit more physical. I do believe as it gets towards the match and Mania, it does need to get a little bit more physical from both sides. It helps Roman that way. I don't think Roman is bad on the mic. I just think he's a little bit weaker in terms again of that than Punk, and maybe I mean out of the two, so is Jimmy, I believe, is probably the strongest out of the two. But Jay came back with his usual kind of angry Jay and that kind of thing. But I think it went well. I think it's simmering and it's getting there. It should be, by the time Mania hits, it should be everybody hyped for this. Everybody should be ready to go. I can't predict. I want to. My heart says Punk. My head says Roman. But again, my thoughts on kind of your main championship or your main championships, one of them not being on TV enough bothers me, because I need the titles to be on the TV. We pay a lot of money. We pay a lot of kind of. Everybody pays money to go see these things, and you need your big stars there. So in my opinion, they should be on TV. But that's just me. It's simmering along well. It's going really, really, like, kind of not going all guns blazing yet, but it is going really, really well. And I am looking forward to it. It is the match I'm probably looking forward to the most at Mania this year, with Brock and Oba kind of a close second, and one of the women's matches as well. I'm really looking forward to as well, but we'll get on to that a bit later. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I really like it, and I think it will be one we talk about. I think they will go all out for this one at Mania.
Okay. Sam. Oh, go on.
Oh, sorry.
No,
I was just going to say, just a thought. I just remembered, was it last week, that they had this whole segment, I can't remember if it was Raw or SmackDown, where Roman was talking to the Usos about family and wanting to spend time and wanting to do things differently. So I think they're preparing us for a Roman win at WrestleMania. And I think that they're trying to cajole the audience into being okay with a part-time champion with those kind of segments.
Yeah, that's a nice take. Yeah. I mean, when Roman was champion, he was the draw. So, he defended his championship every couple of months. He was there, not there, but he cut great promos, and, he basically was aura farming all over the place. So, Sam, is this indication of like the bloodline coming back? Do you think we're going to get a bloodline story again with the Usos and Roman?
This is my biggest issue. I hated this entire segment.
Ooh.
I thought it was a mess. I thought it was crap. Like, sorry, there's two major problems. Three major problems with this storyline, but particularly this week. First of all, these two are clearly mates, right? In real life. Let's make this clear. These two are clearly mates, and they're trying to make it look like this blood feud, this real life feud, so they're kind of just speaking. But the problem is, because they're not planning much, it's coming across as just wittering on, and they're saying things that are a bit weird, like going, "You're old, and I'm going to bury you next to your dad, who I actually like." It's really strange. And then it looks like they're doing two different storylines. It's like they haven't had a chat. You've got Roman's trying to, "I'm getting in your head," and Punk saying, "You can't do it alone." Roman hasn't addressed in any way, shape, or form that he can't do it alone, because they're busy going, "You disrespected my family." They're like, "Well, I said one thing, but you can't do it alone." Right? Like, "Well, you're old." Hang on, wait a minute. What? There is no straight line, streamlineness to this storyline.
Okay.
It's a complete mess. And why is Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso involved in this? Why are they there? Like, we're clearly probably getting Bloodline back again, but we've already done that. It won't be the same. It worked because Roman was Godfather and he was champion for 4 years and couldn't be defeated. You can't catch a lightning in a bottle twice. No. And I'm just there going, shouldn't you be addressing the fact that Roman couldn't do it alone? Isn't that the story? Can Roman do it alone? And then he gets to WrestleMania and he should lose because he cannot do it alone. But they're not doing that story because literally Jimmy and Jey attacked Punk. Roman then gets the upper hand. And I know Punk kind of said that when he was being up going, "I'm not the one who needs help." But they didn't address that.
I think next week. I think next week is going to be pretty much "I told you so." That's going to be Punk's thing. Is like, "I told you can't do it by yourself."
But then Jey will go, but you mentioned Seeker. Let's ignore the storyline that you're trying to play, which is interesting. It's driving me nuts. I kind of let it pass beforehand, but then the minute Punk said I'm going to bury him next to his dad, which was weird, and then Roman going, "You're old," and that's what made Punk punch him in the face. But then Punk comes out and goes, "Oh, by the way, I am old. It's great." So like, why did you punch him? "Oh, because my boy said it." Your boy doesn't tell you. Are you going to explain what that means to the fans who don't know? No. Okay, we move on. It's just, I think it's a mess. I think people enjoyed this because A, we got some physicality, and B, it's Punk and Roman. But generally, if you made this storyline with two mid-carders who weren't over yet, and they did the exact same story, I'm pretty certain everyone would go, "What a load of crap that was."
I think what's going to end up happening is this is going to cause a distraction for the Usos, and they'll end up losing the titles next week to the Vision.
I hope so.
And hopefully then it means something.
Yeah, because I'm hoping that LA Knight goes and finds a partner, and that's that. And the Usos get involved in Roman Punk, and that's probably what's going to happen. But I don't want them there. I don't. This is the main event. Okay, let's just break this down for everyone in the audience. Travis Scott, the year before. Everybody who's ever existed the year before that. Solo Sikoa and Sami Zayn and the year before that. I think they also, Jimmy and Jay got involved. Oh no, that was WrestleMania 38. That one was clean. Then 37, Jimmy and Jay got involved. It's the main event of WrestleMania has had one where it's just, and it was the worst one, Brock and Roman, because I think one of them got injured and they did 11 minutes or something stupid. So literally, I feel like we haven't had a main, and then the year before was COVID and it was 5 minutes. And then we had the women in the triple threat where one of them broke their wrist. We haven't actually had a main event be two people have a match.
Clean match.
I think
we're not getting that this year again.
Yeah, I think, like you say though, I think that's that initial first kind of promo. I think it's went kind of weaker since then, and that's why they've had to, like you say, that's why they've had to go the physical route. That's why I was happy to see it this week, because I genuinely feel that the only way was kind of down after that. I don't think, and I don't think Roman's bad. I do like Roman. I don't think he's bad on the mic. I just don't think they were ever going to kind of reach the heights of the first maybe couple of them, and now it just seems to be tailing down a bit. So this is why I'm hoping it will have more physicality leading up to it. Yeah, I think it's pretty obvious it's going to be something with the tag titles, and that's going to go. I wasn't a fan of the Usos being tag champions anyway. They must have been. I know they don't do a lot of kind of things with the tag titles, but I actually forgot who the Raw tag champions were.
Understatement.
I know, but I actually forgot who tag champions were on Raw. I was like, I can't even. And the thing is, I seen them. I seen Jey Uso come out with the tag title live, about 5 feet from me, and I still forgot who the tag champions were. They are that kind of underused, is what you say.
Is that because you fast forward through the yeeting like I do?
Yeah,
I was in front of him. I was there in front of him.
He was there.
I just can't. Again, the physicality thing is probably what they need to go just now, and then maybe tail it back slightly the week before. But I just think it's went down a little bit just before them. But I still think it will
streamline the story. Just pick a lane and go with it, because I think the Roman can't do it alone is a great story for a babyface. Because Roman is meant to be a babyface.
Yes.
And it would make him go, oh, maybe I need to do a heel. Maybe I need Jimmy and Jeff. That's interesting. But they aren't going that route because Roman has to look strong. Like, that's the thing. Look at Brock and Roman right now. I feel like Roman cannot, his character that he's presented, can't look weak because he's the babyface. I just think he needs to look weak. And I don't think that's working.
I think they will get there. I think what will happen is the fact that Punk will call him out next week and saying, look, you couldn't get it done on your own. And Roman is going to be like, look, you boys aren't listening to me. I told you to leave the ring and you didn't. You got involved. And it maybe will then push him to push them away to go solo. But there's not that many weeks left. And obviously they're only appearing on Raw. So stuff has to happen. Right, let's talk about Drew McIntyre and Jacob Fatu. And this is, you know what, this is why I love wrestling, okay? Because you have a situation where Drew McIntyre drives a car into Jacob Fatu, shatters his windscreen and pulls him out. Everything's fine.
Yeah. I love it.
But you have Seth Rollins come out and hit Paul Heyman and he gets arrested because there's a restraining order. So this is
Jacob
the magic.
didn't have a restraining order.
He
He doesn't
didn't
know the
have
law.
to. If you are a wrestler, you do not get arrested for GBH. Matt Cardona, arm broke, for instance. Doesn't matter. It's fine. Your contract. It's the funniest inconsistency that I absolutely love about wrestling. Is it doesn't matter. Security come out. Sometimes they get involved. Sometimes they stand on the outside of the ring. It's so strange. But I love it at the same time. It is so funny. But Drew McIntyre. I mean, I thought that he was going to be taking some time off to go filming.
It's after Mania.
Right.
It's
Okay.
after Mania.
Oh,
So,
okay.
So why
Take the title off him? then?
why take the title off him? Is it just because
he wasn't
they
meant to
didn't
be-
think?
he wasn't meant to be champion at all. That's
Right.
the thing, right? So if we're going to go with what's happened backstage, and I believe this because it sounds like everyone has said the same thing, Cody wanted Drew to win the title at WrestlePalooza. They said no for reasons. And Cody kept pushing for Drew to win the title to give some ebb and flow to make it less boring. The plan was always Cody versus Randy for the WWE title. So Drew literally just got given a title. And that is also fine. I think we've forgotten as wrestling fans that you're allowed to lose the title before WrestleMania. I'll just refer WrestleMania 17, regarded as the greatest WrestleMania of all time. The champion 1 month beforehand was Kurt Angle, and he ended up in a mid-card match that was thrown together the week beforehand. It's literally fine to lose the title and not be involved in WrestleMania. Literally fine, absolutely okay. Drew losing the title was probably the correct decision. The problem is we all love Drew, and everyone goes, "Oh, he's been screwed over again." It's like, but Cody Randy's the match we wanted. We've been talking about it for 2 years. You can't be complaining at one thing and then get angry with the other. So that's the
see
thing.
where you're going.
You know, Drew. I wish Drew was a book stronger as the champion. That would have been nicer.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, he still got to be the WWE champion.
Yeah, and he did it through the European tour.
Yeah, so great, and it was all right. And this Jacob Fatu thing, I'm all on board with it. It's great fun. Just keep beating each other up.
Yeah, I mean, it happened like 3 or 4 times throughout the show, and obviously ended with them on the scaffolding.
I
love
reckon
that
they
bit.
weren't meant to fight in the one that had Solar Sakura and the MFT. I reckon they were just backstage going, "This is crap. This backstage.
Interrupt this.
This is awful. Just go. Just having a smoke in the background going, "Do we just run into a wall? Let's just run into a wall."
No, absolutely fantastic segment. And I mean, we've had who said in the comments, I think so, Lewis on TikTok said apparently Aldis versus Drew at Mania. Is it Aldis versus Drew at Mania, or is it Drew and Fatu?
It's Drew and Fatu. They literally just fell off a building.
Yeah.
You don't then revert to the English general manager who hasn't had a match yet. You don't. Like, eventually they could do Drew and Aldis, but they're not going to do that at WrestleMania. It's the Fatu man, the guy fighting. I think it's him, Lewis. I think it might be him.
Yeah, because the oldest thing's been bubbling, so it's nice that that's kind of bubbling under the surface, and they can bring that up potentially when they haven't got much else to...
I can see that as SummerSlam. You know?
Maybe Italy, because obviously it's more European, because they decided that England don't need a pay-per-view anymore. So we don't get one anymore. I don't know why. They've just given up on us. You know, we get a Raw.
It's it's interesting. Chris Galagos, Drew got screwed by the arseholes. Drew was robbed. Cody Rhodes is not my champion. So Chris has let us know how he feels. I do feel for Drew. He's in a weird position at the moment where the last WrestleMania, what was he doing last WrestleMania? Damian Priest, right? Yeah, exactly.
He's in the exact same position. This will be a Street Fighter, a hardcore match of some guy.
It's gonna be right.
Someone of equal or equivalent ability. It's the exact same position.
I feel for Drew because I think he's awesome, and I hope he gets his moment next year. But being in Saudi, the trouble is, I don't think from a poster point of view, he's the draw that WWE will rely on at a WrestleMania for a main event. As much as we love him and the fans love him, I just don't think he's going to cross that line. And talking about WrestleMania posters, what is with WWE having like 3 or 4 different versions of their promo material for Vegas? They have their blue weird electric one. Then they have this like Mad Max version of it.
Isn't that meant to represent Saturday and Sunday?
Is it? I haven't twigged on that.
I thought one was meant to be Saturday, one was meant to be Sunday.
Oh, interesting. I haven't twigged to that.
They're basically trying to market it as almost two different events then, if they've got very different
graphics and everything, yeah.
I mean, we'll have to see, because that was my guess. That was my assumption.
Maybe. Okay, I'll have to have a little look at that. Interesting. Okay, so
they are awful though, aren't they? Particularly the Mad Max one. Yeah. They are terrible.
The Mad Max one is awful.
Like, did you see they put the AJ Lee and Becky Lynch one up?
Yeah.
And I don't know who Becky Lynch is facing, but it's not AJ Lee.
They're so oversaturized, those photos. They look awful. Absolutely awful.
WWE are famed for their art departments and their marketing. They are probably some of the best of all time.
The art department last year got it a little bit wrong, in my opinion. You know, when they did the Clash in Paris and they had like the Starry Night. But Starry Night's painted by Vincent van Gogh, who's a Dutch artist. He's not even French.
They've actually just had a new head of art creative, I think, join. I think I saw it on Twitter. So
degree at least.
I don't know if he's responsible for this WrestleMania stuff or if he's taking over afterwards. So
how
we need to know
middle class is this podcast? How middle class? We start going on. Do you know what? I heard the Gunther came out to Prokofiev. What's a Prokofiev?
Hey, we're reaching all levels of fan base.
Hang on. I think we need to lower the tone. Let's go to the Glaswegian.
Yep.
How are we feeling about Drew, Brian?
Listen, again, my problem with Drew losing wasn't Drew actually losing. It was the title run itself. The squash v Sammy did nothing for me. Yes, I got to see Drew with the title. That was really cool. But yeah, it just seemed a little bit kind of flat. I understand they should have probably done it at WrestlePalooza if that was the kind of idea that came out. But otherwise, yeah, it's probably drawn me in a little bit more now. Mainly because of the two people involved. I think that's down to them. They have taken it and ran with it. If you know what I mean. In terms of throwing people off buildings, things like that, did somebody not kill somebody during COVID by throwing Rey Mysterio off a building or something? During
Baron Corbin.
Yeah, so that kind of happens. We see that every now and again. There's been people with that kind of thing and setting fire and all sorts. I think Kane set JR on fire once as well. So,
isn't the rules that you can be thrown off the building and be fine, but if someone backstage hits you in the back of the head, death.
No, you're out. You're out. You're out of the elimination chamber.
I think Rey Mysterio lost an eye at one point and it grew back or something. Yeah, but yeah.
Those WWE medics, they're a talented bunch. Talented bunch.
Recovery times are great, Wolverine style stuff. But yeah, I like it. It's drawn me in more. I'm enjoying it a little bit more. But I think that's more down to the two guys. I think they're doing great work. Like you say, they probably did just throw themselves in and set themselves into that promo that was going on backstage because it was dying. They probably couldn't find Danhausen or Speed at that point, so we'll just throw Drew and Jacob back in and let them do it. I think it'll be a good match. I think it will go well. Drew will obviously go away after this for a while, and then we'll see how it goes, how long he's away for.
Yeah.
I don't think it's as bad as last year. I wasn't really interested, like I say, with the Drew thing. Last year with kind of Damien Priest, I kind of lost interest in Damien Priest quite quickly after he lost the title. Yeah. That's maybe just me though. But like I say, it's going really well in terms of the build, and I think it is due to the two fellas that are involved, and credit to them with that.
We'll just talk about the ending of SmackDown in general, though. Like, everyone's been talking about, we want Attitude Era, and could it be more interesting, and all that. Randy Orton Pillmanizes Matt Cardona in a big brawl. You think that's going to end, and then suddenly they're still brawling, and we've got this big climactic fall. Like, come on, they literally did two big endings of SmackDown in the same segment.
But what I loved was security were like, Randy, leave. Then they all just left Matt to go see what's happening outside. Did Randy go back and finish him off? He's done the other arm. Yeah. Matt Cardona's going to be there next week like this in two cars.
Oh no, Kane will push him off a stage. Oh no.
Right, I mentioned Seth Rollins there. So obviously Paul Heyman, again, another great promo from Heyman, delivering against Seth. The fact that he was out there alone, he had no one to back him up, but he's a man. He's standing there doing his business. Seth come out, and then he kind of let him know that he's got a restraining order on him. So the police took him away, but he came back, knocked him out. Well, not knock him out, he knocked him down. Police arrested him, and he was grinning like a Cheshire cat. This is like exactly what I wanted. So where does this go? How does Seth get to WrestleMania if Bron Breakker's not going to be fit, or do we think he's going to be back in time? Sam, you've got thoughts?
So I've got three things. This one, apparently Bron Breakker's at the Performance Center. So
ooh, good. I like that.
we might get that, or they might just go, Bron, do you mind injuring yourself at WrestleMania? I think we'll get Bron versus Seth. They might do maybe smoke and mirrors. I have two things about this, but I'm mainly going to talk about one. So the big thing there is Seth punching Heyman there, right? Because, he's saying all these things. The problem is Seth hit him with a chair and then curb stomped his face only a couple of weeks ago. You did a bigger thing to Heyman only a couple of weeks ago. So this is literally a step down. If this was the first time that Seth had hit Heyman to get arrested, it would have felt more. But because we've already done something slightly bigger, and it was bigger because he curb stomped him, he was bleeding, you hit him with a chair. This kind of feels a little bit like, you said something about my child. To get arrested. However, what makes it even more is Paul Heyman throwing the microphone.
Yeah.
It's an ear off. You could hear the best. And just coming. Heyman stood his ground. Fair play to Heyman. He did say he was a man who just, well done to him. But literally the throw of the microphone was so pathetic. It was like watching a cartoon of when they get the nerds to play baseball and they throw it and it lands at their feet. It was so embarrassing. But yeah, on the serious, my problem was Seth hit Heyman, which would have been a huge deal if he hadn't already done something quite badly to him literally 2 weeks ago. So it lost its luster for me because it would have been really cool if he'd done that, if you know what I mean. But it was good. I enjoyed Heyman. Heyman was great. Seth keeps taking off his mask like we don't know who it is.
Exactly. It's like the mask thing.
But it gets a pop. People pop.
I know. It's a live crowd.
It's like, why is he wearing a mask?
Yeah,
it's like peekaboo, isn't it? It's just like, oh, peekaboo and Seth.
Yeah. Right. Okay, that's Seth and Paul Heyman. Brian and Lottie, have you got anything else to add about Seth and Heyman?
I'm a simple.
Sorry.
On you go, Wally.
I was just going to say that I just really like Paul Heyman's promos. I just think he's a master on the mic, and that I just really enjoy it every time he's on the mic, basically.
Or when he's throwing.
Yeah, throwing the mic. I like Paul Heyman, the person. See his character. Paul Heyman does exactly what he's meant to do. I hate the Paul Heyman character, but that's the point. I hate. See the bit when he's talking to like Nick Aldis and things like that, and he's like, "Oh, you're going to do this. You're going to give this tag title match next week. And you're going to do that." I want people to hit him, so I'm a simple man. When people hit Paul Heyman, I enjoy it. So it's quite good for me. I like that. So it works for me. The mask thing is really a bit grating sometimes. Not sometimes. Every time now it's grating, and like you say, it could lead to the point where somebody comes out with the mask and boom, I'm Bron Breakker kind of way.
That's what I'm hoping they actually do.
Yes, that'd be cool. Lewis on TikTok said, I saw a post, Heyman ready to be SmackDown GM and Aldis ring return. How would you feel about that?
Well, I have seen that Nick has said that he is good to go if ever there's a match comes up. I think that was quite recently, over the last 2 weeks. So that would be interesting, because apparently he does just keep, he obviously stays fit, doesn't he? So I'd be interested, but I'd want a proper storyline for that, if you know what I mean. So maybe that would be the Drew thing.
I'm enjoying Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce as GMs. They've been the best GMs for 20 years. since Eric Bischoff, and I think they're fantastic. I think Paul Heyman's chemistry with Adam Pearce is phenomenal. Like I could actually just watch those two kind of have an argument, like watching your dad argue with your uncle, and you're going, "Oh, all right, Jesus, right, all right, let them sort it out. I ain't getting involved in that." And I think Nick Aldis has been fantastic. I have never seen a better babyface GM. He's phenomenal.
He's great. Yeah.
No one has ever done it the way he has done it, and it works so well because he is an intimidating man. And he, he punishes them, but he also gets things done. And I think he's great. I've loved every second. I want him to wrestle and carry on BGM.
Okay. Right, let's head over to the comments. So Goated Hardy Dog said, who is Seth and Gunther fighting? So we've just covered Seth, but who is Gunther fighting at WrestleMania?
We predict it with him a bit, haven't we?
We predicted a few weeks ago that he might be facing Rey Mysterio, and maybe there might be a retirement match there because he was facing Dragon Lee. I think that Rey's injured again, and
he's
so
not injured. They don't know what to do they?
Yes, I think that's exactly it.
Everyone's ready to go. Everyone's got a match. Everyone's going, I can't believe they're doing nothing with Gunther. It's like, what do you want him to do? Do you want to rush a storyline? I mean, even if Ray gets fit now, that storyline gets rushed.
Yes.
Is he going to miss WrestleMania? Because I don't see at the moment where he fits in. If it was me, what I would generally do, if Ray doesn't come back, have Gunther go after Penta and then just those two slap the living piss out of each other with chops for 15 minutes at WrestleMania. That way, because those two could hurt each other. Because Penta, I don't think people realize how hard Penta chops. I don't think people have seen it. Yeah. So if he can't find anything, just do that. Or, they might do a big multi-man match because I think Siobhan Evans is going for it. If you're an American viewer, Siobhan Evans has been talking about the IC title, not on your camera, on our camera. We've seen it.
Yes, we saw it, yeah.
So I maybe go that route because other than that...
Yeah, because they've got the open challenge, haven't they? So it makes sense that the Intercontinental could be a multi-person match because, Dragon Lee said he wants another rematch. So Dragon Lee, Gunther in the same match. It's not a bad shout. Siobhan Evans, not a bad...
LA Knight, maybe.
LA Knight, maybe, yeah. Yeah, what about LA Knight versus Gunther? Could we... Is there a story there? Because LA Knight doesn't have a match.
I had a weird feeling that they were going to take the tag titles off the Usos and LA Knight was going to get a partner. That was what I thought they might do. Because who else... LA
Knight and Gunther.
No. Oh, I've just worked out who the partner is. It's Tom Bloody Brady, isn't it? It's bloody Tom Brady.
Yeah, because they had that football match over the weekend, didn't they?
Giselle's ex-husband, yeah.
Yep. They did the whole thing with Logan Paul, so
yeah. Lewis said Nighthausen. I'm all for that. Give me Nighthausen. 100%. I'd say that. Sam was absolutely distraught because of what he's worked out. We'll just give him a few minutes to collect his thoughts. Lewis, I wanted Gunther versus Braun. I mean, that's a match we'll get eventually, but yeah, the story is Seth versus Braun at the moment. Gunther versus Sheamus Braun match. I mean, if Sheamus is ready to go, he'll always put on a banger.
He's injured as well.
Oh, is he injured as well? Okay, so no bangers from Sheamus. It's a difficult time for Gunther. So I think you're right. I think they need to pivot and do something now because even if Ray is fit, you're going to rush that storyline and to do it in a couple of weeks isn't going to fit. So they really need to pull the trigger on something. So we'll see what happens there. Right.
He hasn't even been on Raw for 3 Raws he's missed now. When was his match with Dragon Lee?
Maybe 3 weeks ago, so maybe he's missed 2. But he won that.
He missed the last 2.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah. It's like don't look over here. We're trying to figure this out.
Don't look at the man behind the curtain.
That's it. Intercontinental Championship match. So we had Penta versus Dominic Mysterio. Mysterio had nailed the 619. He was about to hit the frog splash. Finn Balor arrives to distract him and allow Penta to pick up the win after he got his knees up to Dom's frog splash and got him with a roll up. Finn continued to take his frustrations out on Dom, but he got a quick escape. And then JD McDonough got the full brunt of Finn with him standing tall. So, yes, Finn is full babyface now. It's Finn and Dom at WrestleMania, right? What kind of match do you see it being? Do you see a stipulation type of match, or is it just a one-on-one? And how do you keep the Judgment Day or JD out of it? Does JD kind of warm up to Finn and become the special guest referee? I don't know. How do you see this playing out?
I don't see them putting any kind of major stipulation with it. I think it'll just be the two of them. The only thing I can see is just for the reactions, like I say, is possibly Demon, but I don't think I would not put any money on that kind of way just now. It would be, like I say, it would be cool for the reactions, particularly Dom and like Liv and things like that. But I just seen it being a singles match just now. I think Finn coming out last night was going to kind of the most obvious kind of run-ins we expected in the whole show. I think everybody could see that. Even I predicted that, and I'm terrible predictions. But yeah, I think it's the only thing I'm a little bit shocked is there wasn't an Intercontinental title involved. I didn't see Penta taking it before Mania, but I'm actually quite glad it has happened because Penta is finally getting a little bit more of a kind of little bit more engagement, a little bit more of a push in that kind of way, and he's doing really well. His entrance and everything he does, I really enjoy. I've liked Penta for a long time. I do watch a lot of the other company. Are we allowed to say that? Yeah. I watch AEW and a lot. But, I knew that was coming. I knew I'd set that up there. But I watch a lot of AEW, so I'm really, really a big
I'll be all in.
Yeah, we're all except apart from attending. But yeah, I'm happy with what it is. Let's say the only shock is it's not for a kind of title. But again, there are guys out there who don't need a belt. I don't think Dominic Mysterio needs a belt to be interesting in any way. And so I'm happy with how it's going. I think it will be a good match. I believe it just will be a normal one-on-one with the Judgment Day kind of at ringside, particularly Liv and Dom, depending on what happens in kind of Liv's match and things like that. But we'll see how it goes. Would I like to see the Demon? I don't know if it would be overuse, like I say, if it would be overkill just for using the Demon again, last appearance against Dominic. But it's WrestleMania, isn't it? You know what I mean? You
never know. Lolly, Dom versus Finn for the AAA Championship?
Right, so obviously Dom is still cursed, isn't he? So until that's lifted, you are cursed. Until that's lifted, I can't see Dom winning anything. So, and or things will just go wrong backstage for him, or if he was meant to have people helping him ringside for the match, maybe they get delayed, or this, that, or that. Basically, I think whatever it is that Danhausen's done is going to cause him to lose to Finn. Also, I'm not really sort of got the Finn thing because I've not really seen much of him. I was so invested with him beating everybody up. I was like, yes, I get it now. I'm fully on board with Finn Balor.
All right, awesome. On the Finn train. Sam, how do you see this feud heading?
First of all, Penta can't beat Dom, can he?
Not clean. No.
Penta can't do the Dom thing. I think he loses every match, or if he wins, somebody's got involved. He was about to lose that match. It was clean. There was no one involved. He was going to lose that match. Like, Penta sucks, apparently. Let's be honest here. He's like going to lose.
Yeah, I mean, JD just did this little distraction on the outside, but it's not like he really got involved. So, yeah. It would have been a clean win.
So it turns out Penta, terrible IC champion, and an awful human being. No, but this feud, it will be a straight singles match. I'm the opposite. I think the Demon is weirdly a lock. I think it'd be, as we all know, I have the problem with the Demon because he paints his whole face, which means he paints his nose black, which makes him look like a puppy dog. So we all know that there's a problem with Finn being the Demon with his little puppy nose. The problem is, I can see this match at Mania being flat. I don't know what's given me that vibe. Okay. I don't know if it needed the title so that the win, there's a reason to win. I actually think they should do the AAA title, but then again, then you're defending a title not on an AAA show, but then again, they have done that before. Because Dom did do it randomly against somebody no one knew. So I think they should, but I don't think they're going to because they've not mentioned it.
No.
in any way, shape, or form. So I'm worried that this match is just going to be in the middle of the card. It'll be 12 minutes. We get the demon entrance probably, and then they do a thing because Liv's going to be busy. So the only thing I can see here is Liv and Steph is night 1. This is night 2 to get Liv involved.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't have it the other way around. So I'm just worried it'd be flat. I hope not, because big fan of Dom. And as you know, I'm not a massive fan of Finn, but I have really enjoyed Finn in 2026. I think this is the best he has been booked. I think it's the best character work he's done. His in-ring has been fabulous. So I hope that they can deliver what I want the expectation to be. But I'm just worried. I don't know why I'm worried. I just am.
Okay. You mentioned Stephanie Vicaire and Liv Morgan. So I thought that was a real great brawl this week. No words needed. Absolutely needed it. Fantastic. Looked really aggressive. Looked personal. So no further comments on that. That was fantastic. We also have new WWE Tag Team Champions. Damian Priest and R-Truth defeated Tamatonga and JC Vito.
When did that happen? What do you mean tag team? What do you mean? It wasn't a tag team match on a WWE. What? No.
What?
Not a main event. Did I miss it?
And also, I mean, it might have been obviously the character, but like Damian Priest looked genuinely surprised that they won that match.
He didn't know.
Right?
Didn't know. I'm certain he didn't know.
He's like,
he was looking,
seriously?
He was looking for someone to break up that pin.
Yeah.
He was looking.
He was waiting for the run-in.
I am certain of this, that he did not know this.
And I think if that is true, that is brilliant.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on this? I mean, it's a fun run. It's
we did it 2 years ago with him and The Miz.
Right before WrestleMania, and then they did the ladder match, didn't they?
Yeah, we've already done this. Like, where is this going? Like, the SmackDown tag division was one of the best things going about a year ago. Yeah. And it's just been decimated with terrible Wyatt 6 rubbish, which I'm really disappointed at, because when they debuted, it was incredible. MFT's maybe, I'm sorry, one of the most boring factions ever. They are so dull. They are ruining Solo Sikoa. It's dragging him down. Agreed. And I'm not even a massive fan of Solo, but I think he's being dragged. And now you've got these two old people as tag team champions. Old. Jeez, he's in his 50s. He's old. But like,
54, apparently.
He's so old. He's now older than the number of 24/7 titles he had. But where is this? Is this WrestleMania? Are they gonna? Who's gonna?
They'll end up hosting WrestleMania, those two, won't they? Or something stupid. Yeah.
What was the point?
I don't know.
Maybe they'll face Kit Wilson and The Miz.
Yeah.
Sure.
Why not? Yeah. So
can I
so
just say the Miz may be the funniest actual wrestler.
Oh,
he made a ladder pratfall genuinely funny.
Yes.
That's how good the Miz is. He made a genuine pratfall with a ladder that was obviously going to happen actually funny.
So
Fair
good.
play. He is awesome.
Right, there's a bunch of stuff to get through, so let's just rattle through some bits. So we've got AJ Lee and Becky Lynch. That's official at WrestleMania. I started to like the Becky Lynch promo, and then it turned into pantomime. AJ Lee came out, stood on the table, and then Becky Lynch was like, "You skipped right into my trap, you dope." Oh, so cringe. I don't care for this match at all. I have zero fucks left for this. I mean, the fact that AJ won, have a win at WrestleMania, run back at when was it? Survivor? When did she Elimination Chamber. It's just weird. I don't know. Does anybody care about this?
I will tell you why. Well, she won at Elimination Chamber because it was in Chicago, and she's losing at WrestleMania because she's part-time and they need the title off her.
Hopefully.
So this is what's happening. Why is this not a stipulation? Why are we not doing a stipulation here? Even a submission match. It's set up for a submission match. Becky keeps tapping. Yeah. I know it means the babyface tapping, but she can do that thing where she holds on and holds on and holds on, make AJ look great. It's so obvious. It's there. Do a thing.
Yeah.
I
Why
love
is
Becky
Tom
Lynch.
Brady going to be in the Logan Paul thing?
Brian, you love Becky, do you?
I love Becky Lynch. I think Becky Lynch is Becky Lynch is one of these people I think is phenomenal away from the TV. This is why I love Becky Lynch. She again, I'm probably a bit biased because Drew does this really well as well away from the actual TV shows, where more wrestlers should do more work. It doesn't. It could add so much to it.
You mean like Ricochet?
Oh yeah, Ricochet. We'll not touch on that. But yeah, in the right way, if you're going to be very clever and you're actually intelligent enough to do it, like Becky Lynch is not Mr. Bald Fraud. You know what I mean? I just think she's going to carry this properly. AJ, I still don't believe he's anywhere near ready to be doing title matches at WrestleMania, even if it's one of the lower titles. But she is still a draw. She is a name. So they'll get it out there. Will it be a classic match? No, but I like Becky Lynch, so I'm happy enough to see Becky Lynch at WrestleMania, so that works for me. It won't work for everybody, but like I say, I've loved Becky Lynch for a long time. I think she's fantastic, and her character works there. And I know it was pantomime, but I like that for Becky Lynch. I just think everything she takes, she turns into kind of gold nowadays, so that works for me. It won't work for everybody. I know this match won't be on everybody's kind of must-watch kind of cards, but for me, I'm looking forward to it. Just to see Becky hopefully win and take it from there.
I like Becky when she's a little bit more methodical. This ranting one where she kind of is almost delirious. I'm just not on board with that part. It just tips over the edge for me a little bit, and it's just a bit too much.
She's clearly parodying Mr. President, isn't she? In a lot of ways with the stuff she says. So I think she's trying to push that as much as possible and go that kind of I'm borderline insane kind of way. Not kind of that kind of way. I'm losing my marbles kind of way. But that works for me. So I'm cool with it.
Lolly, any thoughts on this one?
Not really. I'm not really that bothered about it, to be honest.
Same.
Which is a shame because I like Becky Lynch, and I don't mind AJ Lee from what I've seen of her. But I just feel like because they kind of did that match with Becky and Seth and CM Punk and AJ Lee before, I'm like, why are we having the same story again only like a few months later? I just want a bit.
Yeah, if they'd left it there and then went to the title match at WrestleMania and had a build up, fine. But the fact they had the match Elimination Chamber and now we're just running it again, I've lost interest.
What's not helped is AJ Lee had a fantastic match against Bayley.
Yes.
And you're sat there going, you could have done anything. AJ versus a young person would have been great. You literally, the problem is, I want to watch AJ versus Becky. And I'll go and watch Elimination Chamber because they've already done it. That's the problem. There are some matches that you're like, you can do multiple matches in. And we've already done multiple matches. This is now match number 4.
Yeah.
You know, they've had War Games and the Cena one and the Intercontinental title. So we're now on match 4. Why are we on match 4? And it hasn't escalated in any way. You know, and that's the big problem. If they put a stipulation on it, which they should, it would protect AJ a little bit as well. This match would then go up. But I'll just go watch the Elimination Chamber, which I bet's better.
All right, let's head over to the comments. So I am the Yeet Police on TikTok. What do you think of Dan Housing? We all love him. We are all on board.
We're all Fanhausens.
All Fanhausens. No curses coming our way. Chris Gallegos, he has been spamming the YouTube comments. Becky Lynch is boring. AJ Lee and the Divas era was better than Becky Lynch generation of today. No, that's just wrong. Ted DiBiase Jr. will return at WrestleMania to help the Viper win. It's unlikely.
Maybe catering.
You could probably put a bet on it, but you're not going to get anything back.
Have you seen the state of him?
He doesn't look healthy, does he? No.
I wouldn't exactly said he's been pumping iron.
No, he's been pumping something. Chris Collins, is Brian Wrestling is Awesome look-alike for Jerry Lawler? I don't know if that's a compliment or an insult. I don't know. How do you feel about that, Brian?
Yes, usually I get butterbean. That's usually what I get.
Amazing. Oh, there we go. Awesome. All right. Chris Gallegos, Legacy will reform and turn against Cody Rhodes. I mean, Legacy included him, so just those two, no, that's not enough there.
Someone go and look at what Ted DiBiase Jr. looks like now. You'll understand.
Yeah, he just gave an
He's not-
interview about him not being guilty, and man didn't look fresh. Chris, again, Sol Ruka is a lousy wrestler. Chris is spamming, I swear. Sol Ruka was hogging all the glory and spotlight over Zariah. Sol Ruka is damn selfish.
Isn't that the point of the story?
Yeah. Let's have a look. Chris Collins, that's why Paul got the restraining order, because Seth attacked him 2 weeks ago. Yeah, no, makes sense from a story point of view. Paul Heyman has confidence in the men he has managed. Yes, he does. But all the men are falling around him at the moment. Chris, again, TNA sucks. Okay. Let's have a look.
TNA catching strays here, man?
I don't know.
Catching more strays than Matt Cardona.
Chris Gallius, this one I agree with. Chelsea Green deserves a WrestleMania match. She does, but
if she's fit, they're doing a triple threat with Julia and Tip.
I'd agree with that 100%. Hopefully this they just keep her in the wheelchair a little bit longer. So do you think she'll interfere in next week's match? Because it's Julia versus Tiffany Stratton for the US Championship next week. So I'm thinking she's going to be out there in her wheelchair, stand up, leg is fine, get involved, and it'll end up in a triple threat.
Have we seen Chelsea Green since Tiffany wheeled her out of view?
She was on last week. Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, because Nia Jax just pushed her away, didn't she?
Oh, no, she's been Zack Ryder as well. She's off the stage. Oh, no, it's just something in the family. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, protect the children. Protect the figures.
Yeah. So I can see a triple threat happening. Let's have a look. Chris is a bitter man. AEW sucks, is garbage. Okay. Mike Santana sucks as TNA World Champion.
Yeah, sure, why not? But what's happened with Raw and SmackDown this week?
Yeah, exactly.
Are we going to talk about Jade and Rhea and the weird weird turn that Mitchin and BFAB did?
Yeah, so there was a lot of content creators who predicted this coming up this week that they were going to. And I think you did as well, Sam, didn't you?
Yeah.
So this was going to be the new faction. I mean, I need some reasons. I need some conversations next week on why. But
you can't beat them, join them.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
could somebody tell them that there is another word in the English language other than bitch?
Oh,
seriously.
Yeah.
Oh my god, they haven't used this much more in the Dog Owner Society. It's absolutely ridiculous. I am that bitch. I am that bad bitch. You ain't my bitch. Your leg's on, bitch. Shut up. Just what are you saying? Rhea is trying to do a reasonable promo. Like, she's trying to do a story, and Jade's just like, I got more money. I'm a bad bitch. Woo. And you're like, what are you saying? Just shut up. And then Mitchin and BFAB turn up, and apparently they're there. And it's like, I mean, I'm glad for those two because it gets them on TV. A heel turn will be great for BFAB. She's got good character. Mitchin isn't spectacular, but she's good in the ring. Really she's solid, and it'll work for her. She's good mid-carder. So someone who can get beaten up and save Jade, perfect person for that. So I'm glad for those two. It doesn't make sense in the grand scheme of things, but how often do people get beaten up and join? I mean, literally, Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed literally joined Seth Rollins about 5 minutes ago. Yeah. So it's not unusual that this happens, to be honest. Like, but at the same time, it's a bit weird.
It is. I'm wondering whether this will lead up to Io Sky coming out at Mania and rescuing and helping Ripley win the title.
Or turning.
Oh,
I've been seeing it for weeks, guys. Come on.
The theory is that they might have Io and Bianca, and they said that Bianca, she may not be fit enough to wrestle, but she could come in and do a punch or something like that. So
interesting.
There's definitely a theory that they could have Io and Bianca. I feel sorry for Io. She seems to have been.
Yeah.
Kyrie, maybe, but I think Kyrie's dealing with whatever. I don't even know if they're going to do a match at Mania either, because I would like to see Kyra versus Asuka. Let them have a match. Why not? There's a little story there. They can do 10 minutes is all you need. 7 to 10 minutes. You can tell a story. I hope so. I feel sorry for Io Sky if she doesn't put a match, because I think we all knew that she was going to be defending the tag titles with Rhea Ripley. Bianca didn't get fit, so it was like, so it was like Io's like, can I? Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Someone feud with me, Raquel.
Yeah,
we'll
they
do
got a match
feud.
next week.
No, we're just gonna do it on Raw. Oh, Kyrie, you shouldn't take Asuka. Oh, I've set your match up. Could somebody have a match with me? I'm the best wrestler in this company. Someone wrestle me. I feel sorry for her.
Right, what else have we got? Oh my goodness. So Bailey and Lyra Valkyria, they won their match against the Kabuki Warriors. Yes. They challenged Nia Jax and Lash Legend. Wasn't that an odd promo at the end?
Yeah, what was going on? She was like the most famous Serena, just booze.
Don't say somewhere's better
than the place you're in. And it's like, and then you want us to see us beat them, don't you? And they're like,
all right.
That was
why Bailey shouldn't be at WrestleMania. She doesn't deserve it. She keeps doing promos like that.
So, do we see a multi-person match for the women's tag team championships? For me, that's the only way to go. Is what the thing I wanted from this, because obviously we got the Bella twins, Love 'em or hate 'em, they're involved. You've got Alexa Bliss and Charlotte, they're involved. They're actually having a match next week because the championship matches keep getting interrupted. And obviously then you have Bailey and Lyra Valkyria. It's got to be a multi-person match with those. And whether you get the Kabuki Warriors in there as well, whether Io Sky takes Kairi Sane off Asuka and then they form a tag team and join that, who knows? How are we feeling about the women's tag division?
Yeah.
Thumbs up? Yeah. All good.
One of the best things literally on WWE TV for the past 6 months, and they're still going strong, apart from the fact the Bella twins are now here.
Yeah.
So interestingly, the Bella twins might win it because they had that segment with Danhausen and they were like, you made us lose. And he's just like, no, I didn't. So he's basically said that he hasn't cursed them. So I'm just like, And they're basing everything based on
everything's working around
Danhausen this is like what was it in Star Wars? Like, Jar Jar is the key to all
to everything. Yeah.
Danhausen is the secret Sith Lord here for me.
Yeah, and Paul I show speed. Oh, bless him.
Oh yeah.
As well. He's been cursed as well.
Could someone take Twitter off the Bella twins? Because they are spouting some absolute nonsense and dross. The first thing they said is, "We're not going to get a fitting end like John Cena and AJ Styles is," and you're like, A, you are neither of those two people. B, you're already in the Hall of Fame. Shut up! You were given something that you shouldn't have got. Or at least shouldn't have got that quickly anyway, because you come back 9 times. They are closest to nearly the youngest people in the Hall of Fame. Beth Phoenix is the youngest. And you're just like, shut up. And then they're like, oh, there should be 3 matches at WrestleMania on each night. And they're like, there usually is now. They've got 2. It's very close to that. Why are you spouting something that is happening anyway? Have you seen the card? There's going to be at least 5 at least. Like, stop talking. They're just moaning at their current employers. That sexism is happening. If they went, there should be a main event. Fair enough, I agree. But the good stuff, there's good women's wrestling happening.
There is happening. It is.
Shut up.
It's just they're not happening with it.
Yeah, well, exactly that.
They are not the good women wrestlers. They are still really bad. I'm sorry.
I mean, we got great matches with Stephanie Vaquera and Liv Morgan, and like I say, Jade Cargill, Rhea Ripley. We do have Becky and AJ Lee. We're going to have
teams,
tag
the United
team match.
States Championship.
There's lots
maybe
going on.
Asuka and Kyrie might be in something. Maybe Raquel and Io might be in something. There's so many feuds in and around Mania. Just I don't know why. I don't know if they've only got this arrogance that they're suddenly the legends and stuff. Brie hasn't been able to wrestle in her life, and she's just relying on Daniel Bryan stuff. Nikki improved quite a bit, But you saw how bad she was in that match with Becky. Even Becky struggled to bring her through. Becky was bad in that match as well, to be fair, but Becky struggled to bring her through. And Becky's like the person you give to help a wrestler. I think Maxine, I think AJ Lee, they give Becky because she's the solid hand who isn't doing spectacular things that you won't be able to keep up with. Could you imagine that she was in the ring there with like Stephanie Vaquer or something like that? She would look really bad.
What else we got? United States Championship, Carmelo Hayes versus Ilya Dragunov. What a great match that was.
I really enjoyed it. It was one of my favorite matches.
I could watch them every week. And I'd love him to do a best of 7 series. You know what they did with Carmelo and what's his name? Charlotte's ex-husband, who's now left. Andrade, yeah, where they had that like best of 7 because they just had banger matches every week. I'd love to see them keep going. They're absolutely brilliant. Does Carmelo Hayes get a match at WrestleMania?
Are they rebuilding the match between him and Dragunov to be at WrestleMania? Are they actually going to do the rematch and Dragunov is going to turn heel because he can't get it done anymore? Is that where we're going?
Maybe.
Because I'm on board with that because I want to watch them go at WrestleMania. Carmelo Hayes deserves to be at Mania right now.
Yeah,
no one has put on more consistent matches than
100%. Yeah,
and Dragunov might be the best wrestler in the company. He might just be. So let's put it at Mania. Let's go for it. Because quite frankly, I could watch them wrestle all day.
Yeah,
all day.
Do we expect to see Sami Zayn versus Trick Williams at Mania? I think that's the match they're setting up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And do we think Trick should go over?
He will. There's your double turn. That's the double turn. That I'm pretty certain that match is set up to double turn. Okay. I don't know how, but that match is setting up for a double turn.
All right. Javon Evans defeated Grayson Waller. Grayson Waller is actually underrated in the ring. I think he's actually works really, really well in the ring. He's just stuck in a very awkward position. I like the stuff with him in theory, but with the New Day, he is kind of lost at the moment. He needs to do something different. Motor City Machine Guns defeated Fraxium, and then let's talk about the Poetry Slam.
I loved it so much.
Talk to us, Lolly.
I just loved it. I just love the poetry. Also, and this is it's a bad joke, but I was just I was saying that maybe they should have a SummerSlam poetry.
Hey.
Hey. But I really enjoyed it. But I was still a bit confused. Obviously, like I don't mind Jelly Roll. I don't really know anything about him, but I was just a bit confused how this just suddenly appeared, if you know what I mean. Why suddenly there was like beef. I mean, I'm not complaining because I think it's quite funny, but it just felt like a bit forced upon us a little bit.
I actually don't know the build up to them having this conversation in the ring.
Didn't Jelly Roll come out on a SmackDown and Kit Wilson came out like he always does to call him toxic, I think.
So Jelly Roll basically came out and he was just like, we all like you, Kit. And then he did the thing and then Kit was having none of it. But even that felt a bit like...
Why?
Random. Yeah. A bit random, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
unbelievably, this is going to get Kit Wilson at WrestleMania.
I know.
You know, they've got a match next week, Jelly Roll and Kit Wilson, and it's great that he's getting this little push. Jelly Roll, he just seems to be that guy now where WWE will pull out occasionally. So, did he do the music for last year? Or
no, that was
the year
Travis
before?
Scott.
Oh no, that was God. Oh yeah,
Thanks for that
tune. Because he was it at WrestleMania he did the song and then he did his little match thing. That was a couple of years ago now, wasn't it? Where he came out and did a choke slam,
and that's what made him decide to lose all the weight.
That's it. So he wanted to get into shape for the match, and then he obviously had the match with Randy Orton versus
Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre.
There you go. Thank you. I know I can rely on Sam for the details. But yeah, obviously then he's lost a whole bunch of weight since then, and he wants to get in the ring more. So fair play to him because I thought he did a decent turnout when he was with Orton. So there are better celebrity wrestlers than others, and I think he is a little bit better than others. So,
but the key is he said, "I want to lose."
Yes.
This kid wasn't going to win. I'm so happy.
No, I meant it on SummerSlam. He beat Kit Wilson. But at SummerSlam, he went, no, I lose because the celebrity always goes over. I will lose.
Yes.
He actually must be a wrestling fan.
Yes.
And you can
Agreed.
see that, I think, and that's all that matters. Sorry, Brian.
But it's just always better when they buy into it properly, or they have a bit of kind of history with it. Watching, again, I'm a little bit older, so watching things like Lawrence Taylor, who had no business being in a wrestling ring, things like that. I mean, I'm a big Arnold Schwarzenegger fan, but Arnold Schwarzenegger watching Triple H and thinking Triple H is the face and things like that. I remember watching things like that a long time ago.
Mhm.
The celebrity has to be involved. They have to go all in. You can't
Mhm.
you can't do this half measured. That's why I quite like Jelly Roll being in here. Same with Bad Bunny, who did the same kind of thing.
Yes.
Buy in properly. I'm okay with you being on the card. That's fine. As a kind of one-off kind of thing, that's all good. It's what eventually sold me on Logan Paul a bit more. Is now he does a kind of more full-time schedule and is doing. He's phenomenal in ring in terms of what he does for picking it up at such a kind of later stage. So yeah, for me, I'm cool with Jelly Roll being there, and yeah, Kit Wilson at Mania. I'm all in with that as well.
Yeah.
Logan Paul's going to do Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Yeah. As soon as you said it, it sat and it's like, yeah, I can see that happening.
But Kit Wilson, yeah.
Kit Wilson, hey.
Kit Wilson, yeah.
I think we've now covered everything. So, is there anything else that you guys wanted to talk about?
I do have one thing.
Go for it.
So obviously the lead up to WrestleMania. I mean, technically, am I allowed to talk about this because it's not technically WWE, but obviously they've got on the 17th, which is the Friday before the WrestleMania events. They've got Josh Barnett's Bloodsport, which obviously Natty Neidhart's going to be at. But with this feud that she's building up with Maxine, I was wondering whether there might be interference from Maxine at Bloodsport, which I think would be quite interesting.
She's got to be the most out of place person at Bloodsport, though, and like the history of it would be Maxine.
No, she's done loads of Bloodsport.
Has she?
Yeah, unbelievably, she has. Particularly as this Natty gimmick, she's appeared in Bloodsport. I think I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure she has.
Yeah, Natty.
Yeah, but Maxine, I'm talking about.
Oh, yes, Maxine, sorry.
Maxine would be the post.
Right. Okay, hang on. Say it again.
Yeah, so Maxine has to be the most out of place person ever to be in a Bloodsport.
No, she's got a massive history with is there a person who does not suit the context of Bloodsport than the woman who has never touched a ring until about a year and a half ago, who does a worm, who is dramatically improving, but quite frankly, you can say you've been in the dungeon all you want. You ain't going into Bloodsport.
You escaped far too early. I just think I don't see her showing up in there. I just think that it's not a few people have cared enough about to warrant that kind of crossover.
They didn't even put it on Raw this week. That's how little they care.
It's such a shame. I feel like they've really wasted the whole Natty character massively. I'm just
Yeah, no, I agree with that 100%. Aleister Black, he's kind of just floating around a bit. He's kind of like, we got rid of Karrion Kross, so we need you to fill that role. So can you start converting Sammy and having the same conversations that Karrion was doing? So what happens with Aleister Black?
The rumor mill is he is not involved at Mania. He is the post WrestleMania person.
Right.
Hence why he's been getting victory. He's got a victory against Randy Orton.
Yes.
He's had a victory against Sami Zayn. So they're giving him victories so that he looks a credible thing. So he might be missing WrestleMania. I wouldn't be surprised if he is your outside bet for the Andre the Giant winner, Battle Royal winner on the SmackDown, because obviously it's not allowed. Triple H doesn't care about giving everyone a payday anymore. So I think he is going to be the post-Mania guy.
Yeah.
I think.
Okay. Yeah, interesting. Well, there you go. Gunther can be in the Battle Royal. There you go. That's something.
Oh God! How sad's that? When Bobby Lashley was in it.
Right. I think that is about it, guys. Thank you very much. Appreciate you being here. Thank you for everybody watching and listening. We really appreciate you. Final one. Chris Collins. Should Cyndi Lauper be put into the Hall of Fame?
100%. Yeah.
Yes.
100%.
Yeah. Agreed. Because Sid Vicious has just been announced, right?
As a legacy. I don't know if this is a new thing where they're going to put in a past the person who's passed,
Mm-hmm.
which I like. I think that's quite nice. I mean, they should have put in Sid before he passed anyway, but
Yes.
I'm glad for Sid, and I like the idea of a legacy Hall of Fame induction as well. I like the idea of that. So I like the idea of what they're doing at the moment, which is a male, a female, a tag, and then a legacy. I could get on board with that as a
nice
four
format.
every year.
Yeah.
Are they doing a legacy rather than a match induction this year? Then
I hope so, because that was nonsense last year. But that might be the fifth thing, because you think they might do 5, but that was just a nonsense. Particularly Brett's face. Did you see that?
Don't you dare!
Brett, that was Triple H.
It was worth it just for that. I loved that. I actually thought that was the best bit of WrestleMania weekend. I genuinely loved that. Anything for somebody to have a go at Triple H, I'm cool with it, and for it being my favourite wrestler.
I just love Brett. I love the fact that he just doesn't hold back what he thinks. You know exactly what you're getting with him. You know he's just going to say what he thinks. I bloody love it, and you're never going to persuade me otherwise.
The man's a lunatic.
He's not.
He's an absolute lunatic.
Is Bray in the Hall of Fame yet? He's not, is he? No. Okay.
That'll come.
Yeah, it's because Sid only passed this last year, hasn't it?
Yeah, we did a power rankings because of Sid passing.
Yeah, so it's a very quick turnaround for that to happen. It's just strange sometimes how some are put in quite quickly after passing another's arm. But like I say, he's been, I guess, around a lot longer. There's plenty of time for Bray to happen. So yeah, has Eddie been put in?
Oh, he's the year after. Yeah,
it was the year after, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Right.
Have they announced, or when will they announce who is going to induct them?
Don't know. Nothing's been mentioned at the moment. So
again about AJ Styles, if it may be Cena.
Yeah.
Can we get on Anderson to do Sid?
Yeah, we'll get on and with his scissors and things like that.
Right. Okay, we'll wrap it up there, guys. Thank you very much. Guys, just take another opportunity to tell people where they can find you. Sam, go ahead.
So you can find us on TikTok. Sam's on wrestling. You can also find us on X and Instagram. On YouTube, that is our main thing we do. We do lots of videos every single week, Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday at 6 p.m. UK time. We've had a video drop today, which is seeing the good in the Eugene character. So we're going to try and find all the good things about Eugene. I look forward to that. On Thursday, we've got our WrestleMania 17 review. Carrying on the Invasion storyline, we're going to review the greatest WrestleMania of all time until I start speaking about it. Sam vs. Sam is Be a Star. We're going to guess Dave Meltzer's star rating for a WrestleMania. And then, because it's always a mess, and that one's good fun. And then we've got our top 10. Literally, because people have kept asking me when I do a TikTok live, who are your favourite wrestlers? And I'm sick and tired of being asked it.
Yeah,
so we're going to do a top 10
who's your favourites?
every time. So we're going to do a top 10 of our favourite wrestlers, the most personal top 10 list that's going to ever be a wrestling list on YouTube. So people can finally find out who my favourite wrestler is, who Baby Sam's favourite wrestler is, and then they can stop asking me who my favourite wrestler is.
Go watch the video. Are you both giving your individual top 10s, or is it going to be a combined top 10?
No, it's going to be an individual. When we do our top 10, it's always our separate top 10, so you can see the generational gap. You think there's a generational gap with me in here? You wait till Baby Sam, who starts watching in 2008 and 2009. There's your generational gap.
I just wonder what that feels like. It's so. It's a hard concept for me to grab sometimes.
When you look back fondly on 2010, it's a problem. Yeah. When Jack Swagger's winning Money in the Banks and you're like, yeah, he could be the next guy. It's just never a good time.
Lolly, where can everybody find you?
You can find me on TikTok. It's Lolly Holland. You can also find me on Medium. I do have Instagram, but I'm very bad at updating that. So my primary residence, as you were, is TikTok.
Awesome. And Brian, where can we find you?
Just the usual TikTok, branched out a bit to Instagram and Facebook now. Just daily nonsense, or you usually find me in the East End of Glasgow shouting at cars or something like that, because that's what I do daily. Yeah, so pretty much there. TikTok, Built Up Bridal.
All right, awesome. And Lottie, what is that projection on your ceiling? That is awesome.
So basically, on top of my bookshelf, I've got this thing which is like an aurora light thing.
Okay.
So, and I like it because I don't know if I can tip it. It really makes
Aurora Borealis.
She doesn't want to admit that it's actually just a Bret Hart figurine that's lit up.
Yeah.
No, he's stood next to it.
There's lights coming out of Bret's arse. That's all that is.
I like it.
Naturally.
Of course you do.
Naturally. No, he's next to it because I was just like, where can I put Bret? I'll put him on top of my bookshelf.
No, that's awesome.
Oh my God, is that actually a Bret there?
That is a Bret.
Yeah,
That's a Bret figure.
I was just taking the piss.
That's why I liked it.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. Love it. Bret's in my top 3. He is. I've got all the time of the day to talk about Bret.
It is a Bret figure, Sam. Let me think
Chris, thank you very much. Chris is one of our most regular viewers. He's always adding contents and comments. We appreciate you. So thank you to you, Chris, for joining us today. You're much appreciated. Chris said you're all younger than me. Hey, Chris, as CM Punk has said, age is but a number. Look at what he's achieving. I don't dye my beard either. So we're
oil and jizz.
Maybe I should change my handle.
Should we close on that? Should we say goodbye? I want to
Why
say
not?
oil
Yeah.
and jizz now.
Yeah, follow me, Kenan, at Oil and Jizz. I might start seeing an increase in the following. Right, that's it, guys. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you for everybody for watching. Make sure you're hitting that like and subscribe on our YouTube channel. Make sure you're following us on TikTok. I'm going to do some unboxings, actually, some videos, because I thought, what am I going to do on TikTok? So I got these, you guys have probably seen them. The strap belts. Packets, WWE strap belts. So I'm going to do some unboxing of these, try and build a collection, and then if I hit a certain amount of likes on that individual video, I'll start doing a bit of a giveaway on these as well for people watching. I thought that'd be a little bit of a fun thing to do, try and do a little bit more engagement, because I just don't have Sam's capacity to do like knowledge-based stuff at all. That's it. I chime in whenever I can to watch you, because so often I'm either at work, or sometimes I'm actually on the drive home from work, so I'll have you playing on the car, so I can't get involved in the chat, but I'm there and I'm watching, and you're awesome. So keep it going, my friend. Keep it going.
You got to remember, everything I do is pre-recorded. Apparently, everything I do is pre-recorded.
Yeah, just people have no faith. No faith. No faith at all. Right. Thank you very much, everybody. And that's it. So until next time, thank you very much and peace out.
Oil and jizz.
Oil and jizz.
Oil and jizz.